One likes to talk about death. Sometimes you gotta, though.
Yeah, especially if you have kids or loved ones. And certified financial planner Andrea Cave with Preferred Financial Group joins us live this afternoon to shed some light on some not so commonly known facts about life insurance. So first, let's talk about when should someone start considering getting life insurance?
Well, I think you should evaluate it at pretty much every stage of your life. If some parents will think of it for children, if perhaps they have a family history of illness at young ages, things like diabetes, leukemia, things that can preclude you from getting life insurance later in your life. But usually the typical stages people think of it are as if you're getting married, if you have kids, if you're ready to retire. One of the not so common ones is if you're divorcing. That's actually a big part of a plan for divorce when it comes to alimony, child support, that sort of thing. So really the major life stages you think of are the good times to evaluate if you need it and how much.
What's the #1 reason people need to get insurance?
The most traditional is income replacement. If you think of it, whether you're a family unit or just an individual, a lot of households depend on one income primarily. And actually, interestingly enough, about 30% of U.S. households are actually without insurance, and that's down about 11% over the last couple of years. And if you think of it, a lot of families live paycheck to paycheck, and if you can't make it without somebody's income, how are you going to pay for your rent or your mortgage or your gas or credit card payments if you don't have something to subsidize that income?
Yeah. And let's talk a little bit more about some of the benefits of life insurance. It seems kind of straightforward, but there are a lot.
Well, there's a lot of little caveats that I don't know that everybody's aware of. For example, typically speaking, life insurance is income tax-free. It's not always. There are some exclusions, but that's a pretty good rule of thumb. Another one is it avoids probate. So as long as you have a beneficiary, it goes directly to a person. That also ties into the fact that it can't be attached by creditors at your death. So anything you can think of in that regard. Also, it has some other advantages. If you have a permanent policy that develops cash value, you can access that, unlike your retirement money, before you're 59 and a half without tax as a loan, typically. I mean, there are some exclusions to that as well. So the other one, and it doesn't apply to everybody, but if you have a large estate and there could potentially be estate taxes on your estate, people will use life insurance as a tool that way to either pay the tax that's due or to change the ownership so it's not part of their estate, which can be taxable.
All
right.
Yeah.
Andrea Cave, thanks.
And if you have a question for our experts, you can email them at asktheexpert@today'stmj4.com. You can also leave a voicemail.